Hi everybody, my name is Joe Ferrero from UPetcha, and I'm here for our first video vlog. That's right? Anywho, so this is our channel. We're very excited. Our goal is to help educate as best as we can, and or find the right answers from the experts. So as you can see, we are not in our store because our store isn't open yet. This is coming out before our store is even open. We've been doing some online sales, so our website is up and running and we're selling things that way. But our actual retail store should be up very, very soon. That's kind of exciting, right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, which is frogs. I love frogs. They're my favorite animal, and we've been raising some tadpoles that are now baby frogs. I think every single one of them is completely done. But as you can see in the back here, we've got that way our terrarium that has our green tree frogs in it, and they're hanging out there. It's actually temporary. Everything you're going to see is temporary because once we get into our store, they'll have a more permanent setup. But today we're going to talk actually not about those green tree frogs, but about baby green tree frogs that have turned from tadpoles. So we've been raising them for a couple months now. They're all officially done and turned and ready to go. So I want to start by showing you their their temporary enclosure where they were raised from tadpoles, and then I'll show you their mini terrarium where they are now, and they're kind of getting fed. I'll explain that in a minute. Let's take a look at their old terrarium. So this is their old terrarium. You see we have a few aquatic frogs in there, and you'll see one baby tree frog still in there. I think there's like two more. You see them on the side. There's actually one there if you see them that still has a little bit of a tail left. I have their bubbler and their filter off right now because it's super loud when you're recording the videos. All you hear is the water in the background. There's another aquatic frog. I think there should be 4 aquatic frogs in here, the African dwarf frogs in here. But so this is what it looks like right now. There were a lot more plants in here when the frogs were still tadpoles. Oh, there's a little baby one hanging out there. See him under there? Okay, but there were a lot more plants in here when they were just starting out. And we, little by little, got rid of the plants as we were getting them out because we were taking them from that enclosure into their new mini terrarium. Let's show you what that one looks like. So it's a mini Exoterra terrarium, and they're inside. You can see some of them. I'm going to open a little bit, but there's one hanging out right there. There he is. And you can see they're hanging out. Now I want to show you something interesting. You see this little guy back here? He's alive. Some of them are great climbers, and some of them climb and then they fall. And don't worry, he's not dead. We'll flip him over right now. I don't like to use my hands. I have a tweezer for this. There he is. Come on. There you go, buddy. Oh, there you go. Okay. And what's interesting about this is that some of them are falling, and some of them aren't eating at all. There's some up there, I believe, too. See him hanging out there? Look at that big guy. He's big. He's been eating really well. But some of them haven't. And you might see a few. We just fed the crickets this morning, and sometimes the crickets, they drown. And there's not a lot of water in here at all, guys. I'm not kidding. There's like no water here. Also, I keep saying guys, and I apologize. I hate that when people do that on YouTube. I will try my best not to. But anywho, so you see them in here. They're hanging out inside here. And it just has a little light on it right now to keep the temperature as best as we can get it. So that's my big thing I really want to chat about is the fact that they're kind of eating and they're kind of not eating. So we fed them some really, really small crickets, which they seem to really, those that are eating, they're actually eating those. We've also fed them some of our flightless fruit fly collection here. And while these are kind of good to feed them, they don't seem to be too into them, which I don't really get. A lot of times little frogs are, but these guys aren't. So we have little crickets. They're not quite pinhead crickets. They're slightly bigger than pinhead crickets, but they are appropriate for the size that you're seeing here for frogs. And so that's kind of our deal. Like, we're kind of trying to figure out what it is, what the reasons why they're not eating, and it could be because their enclosure is not what it needs to be yet, and so we are working on that and getting them to what it needs to be. But let's start a discussion in the comments below. Help us here at UPetcha. Let us know what your deal is, why you think this is my first time. I shouldn't say it's my first time raising tadpoles, but like I raised bullfrog tadpoles years ago, like many years ago, like teenager years, 2 of them, and they grew up really big and they ate really well. But these guys, I can't seem to get them to do too much. They don't seem too sick. There's a few that look really thin, and it gets me super scared. So the next thing we're going to try and do is put them into like a small container with just the frogs and just the food, and see if we can get them to eat. That's kind of the goal now. But anyway, let's start that discussion below, or you can email us at UPetcha. It's on this side, sorry. All of our follow information's all over here for that kind of stuff. So we're just getting started. We're working with some great people. We've got a local veterinarian who's going to be working with us, and so we'll get some of those questions out to her. But you let me know if you have any thoughts here on that. And we'll do a video with the adult green tree frogs very soon, because they're kind of my favorite. I don't like to say that. I don't like to have favorites, but frogs are my favorite, and then the green tree frogs are kind of my definite favorite. So I'm Joe for UPetcha. Visit our website at upetcha.com, and you can check out some of our care sheets and links that we have. So just go to our website, and at the bottom of that page, you can go ahead and select care, animal care, and then you get links and documents, some documents we've created with help from experts like you, maybe, and links to what we think are trusty websites. So just head over to our website. At the bottom of the page, click on animal care, and you'll get a list of all that stuff. So thanks so much for joining us on our very first episode here of UPetcha, and visit our website and follow us on social media.